Hi, we're live. Hi. We've just been chit-chatting and I like forgot. And I was just like, oh crap. Oh no.
I'm
I'm so
mad.
sorry. I'm so sorry, people waiting. Um, hi,
Hi.
Ravenflower, doing the ghost stories, 31 days of ghost stories for the month of October, and today is day 17. I have my friend Fluff Bunny over here. I don't know if you guys remember Fluff Bunny, but Fluff Bunny, how did you get your name? Because I just want people to know because it was
Uh,
just so epic when it happened.
so these people came out and were talking about how, especially new witches, were just little fluff bunnies and kind of giving them like a derogatory name. And
Mhm.
so I think it was Wednesday, and somebody else were having a live one day. And so in the chat, I was like, "Fine, you want it to be a thing? I'll be fucking
Make it
fluff
a
bunny."
thing. Yeah.
And so now, go ahead, come at me. We'll see.
Happy. I'll be Fluffy. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take some fur and stick it in your mouth. Like, I'll
yeah.
be
Like
Fluffy.
even back then I knew what I was doing and I was new to the
Yeah.
craft. Like there's some things that are just innate. Sorry, I'm trying to get so I can see comments over. New to the craft. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Noah's giving you like silly. He's being silly. Do you
There we
see this on the screen? I just threw it up on the screen for you.
go. Oh, I can't see any. Oh. Yeah. Okay, let's talk. No. Actually, that was probably the last time I was on anybody's channel was um on Noah's his last 24-hour chat.
No, that was last year. You weren't on that one.
No,
It had
because
to have been the year before or
I
the
didn't even
time
know he had
before.
I was still in San Diego. I know that much. So it was because I'd been here for almost a year. I was house hunting with here. This is when I came.
We did it in March of 2020. We did it in
So
March
it
in
was the one
2020, and then
before
the
that.
time before that was when I was in San Antonio.
So then maybe it was. I think
Or maybe you were
March,
just a guest on his channel because I'm not
March
sure
of
you were.
20. I was.
I don't think I remember you on the 24-hour chat.
That was the one where you were in Wimby and you had technical issues, and so it was just me and Noah. You weren't there. Was that
This
the one
was not a
that,
20,
like
it wasn't a 24-hour chat because the last 24-hour chat, Noah's Wi-Fi went down and I was stuck for a 3-hour
it
segment
was
by
that?
myself with guests that I did not know. And I'm over here on Instagram trying to like carrier pigeon anything over. I'm like,
It
huh?
was that
You
one.
don't
It
know
was
me,
that
but
one.
I'm your person. Like,
Yeah, it was that one. You just I don't it was just me and Noah though. At that I think you lost Wi-Fi or you were for what it was just me and Noah.
I
And then
think if you're just on Noah's channel, because I do not remember you on a 24-hour chat,
I don't know.
but I
Anyway,
love your face, but I love you. Well, Plum Bunny is literally on, like, if I look that way, you were on the next landmass over at
yeah,
the Kitsap Peninsula. So I'm like super excited because you got to move here and I'm like, yay. And
and
so
now I
we've
never
gotten
see
to
you.
do fun stuff together and it's been great.
He hates me, but that's fine.
What? What?
I said I never get to do anything because the Navy hates me, and it's fine.
I know, I know. You're very busy. You're very busy. And I want to say thank you for your service because you are a very, very busy girl. And I appreciate everything that you do. And even when people are being mean to you, I still appreciate you and I love you.
It's not that hard. Just get your vaccine. You don't like just
Just, yeah,
anyway.
I know. Very busy. Very busy nurse here in the Navy. Very busy.
Anyway,
Very busy.
so on with
Okay, ghost stories.
yes, I have 15 minutes. We just talked the whole time.
Oh, Noah says you were on Heart to Heart with on
Oh,
his channel, not on mine.
I was on it after that though.
Mm-hmm.
There was something, and then because Noah said he hadn't seen some movie, and I like
Noah hasn't seen any movies. I'm very convinced that Noah hasn't seen anything. He's lived under a damn rock. He's hiding under the rock of Vampire Diaries. That's the only thing he'll watch. So
not even that good after so many seasons. Like, okay, I want to point out my Beetlejuice sweater
thank you.
that was for the meet and greet that my children did not want to be around people for because of COVID, and so, which is actually
Oh,
Abby got sick that Monday.
Oh, well, he did say that. Yeah, I guess you did come on for a 24-hour chat. Maybe it had to have been the first one. I don't know. I really, honest, I can't remember anymore. I've slept since then. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know. We are on talking for so many
Yeah.
years that it's all blurred together for
Yeah.
me sometimes.
There's
All right,
it's been I lived in Georgia still when all this stuff when
what's
I moved.
going on?
Yeah, so that had to be like 2015 or 2016.
I remember a live chat that you and Nightshade Moon were on
Yeah, yes.
together. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Georgia.
That was, I think, around the same time.
Yeah, that was when I had the Statue of Lilith behind me at my dad's
It was
house.
beautiful. Oh my God, that statue is
I
gorgeous.
That statue is up in my room, and if my bed wasn't a mess and made, I would show it to you. But it's the
Well, tell me your ghost story, lovely.
okay. So, well, one, I've never actually seen like ghosts. Like I've been to haunted. I think I just we did the ghost tours, Savannah, Texas. I just don't think I don't want it. I mean, it
Mm.
sounds like a cool idea, but I don't want it. So I think I just kind of block all that out. But my kids have always like had really interesting imaginary friends that have names and they have full on, and like babysitters are scared to watch them sometimes because of the conversations that they have with them. But I have, yeah,
Sorry, I chuckle because
they,
your kids are so matter of fact. They're just like, and what? Like, just like,
like Alex would
stop
go
it.
down to the basement at like one of his babysitters' house to go play with his imaginary friend, in
I freaking
quotes.
love that kid.
And they they like told me, they're like, yeah, we don't let him go down there anymore because of the conversation. He's like talking to an adult, like
Uh-huh.
3-year-old shouldn't say. And my brother was killed in Iraq. And when he was really little, I never called my brother Bobby. Um, his friends in high school did, but I always called him Robert. My son used to say like, I'm gonna go play with Bobby, and I'm like, who's Bobby? He's like, Soldier Bobby, which is actually what the Iraq called him when
Wow.
and I saw it in letters after he died.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's really intense.
it's I
Ugh,
mean, but
that's,
know that he's watching over them and playing with them. And my brother's actually Alex actually named his first name is Robert. Alex actually named after him and my dad. So anyway, my ghost story. So I before I was a witch, I went to a tarot card. You can like almost see my hand, and so it's weird because I keep seeing my fingers fly. Um, I will. I'm gonna do it over here. I went to a like learn how to read tarot cards class, and it was supposed to be like one of those meetups, and I think like 10 people were supposed to show up, and I was the only one that did.
mhm.
So I did a tarot I did a whole tarot card class by myself. Basically, it was one-on-one, which was um you know, I did that day, and then I ended up doing the whole succession of it. But she's like, you have, something with you. You need like a cleansing, and it's not a cleansing I can do, but I know somebody.
Oh.
So she gives me the contact information, and she's like, well, I have to do a reading first to see if I can do the cleansing. So, let me do the reading tonight, and then I'll get back to you. So someone calls me the next day, and she's like, so I can do the cleansing. I can see he's been with you for a while. You got it from somebody that you were with, which probably my ex-husband, the douchebag. But anyway,
Mhm.
um, she's like, I have to do it while the moon's waning, blah, 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 blah. But she's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're a witch. It kept coming up in the cards. And I'm like, okay. She's like, you don't sound, this is not how people normally react. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess it
New.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the woman that was doing my tarot card lessons, she was actually giving me like spells to do, but I didn't know they were spells. But it just felt natural. Like I set up an altar to Yamiya, like it was a whole thing, but it just felt natural to me, and I didn't think of it as anything weird or like witchcraft, which is weird because I grew up in a church,
Hmm.
going to many
Hmm.
churches and like almost cult churches.
Hmm.
But this was just came to me. So I think we had to wait like a week and a half for the right night. And she found this place to do it. And it's dark and as the sun is setting, but she had her lights onto her car. So she lit a fire, and you could see the lights from her car. And but as she's doing the cleansing and as it starts, she completely goes away. And there's this old woman smoking a cigar. And she starts to talk to me, but I don't understand her. She's speaking another language. And
Uh-huh.
she realizes that I don't understand her. And it kind of doesn't make sense to her why I don't understand her. But she just kind of gives me this look like, I got this.
Uh-huh.
And then she like
Dude.
back to smoking her cigar and then, eventually the woman that was doing the cleansing came back. But I kept seeing like there was a woman and a child like dressed in old 1800s fashions. And this is in Georgia, so I'm surprised there weren't like Civil War soldiers everywhere. But I saw
Right.
them by a tree and then a wolf with green eyes circling. And um
Dude.
yeah, and this is the only time I've ever seen anything like that. But the next day when she called me, because like she had me like basically strip in my car and throw my like have my cars my clothes sitting out there and drive away so she could contain what was
Yeah.
with and she was gone. She like she's she does mediumship and stuff, so like
Mhm.
uh, so when I drove away she wasn't there.
Okay.
The next day I was like, so she's going over everything with me and she gave me stuff to do like a cleansing bath and everything. And at the end I'm like, who's the old woman with the cigar? And that was really the only, she's like, wait, you saw her? And I was like, yeah, who is she? Like, I feel like I know her. And she's like, that's my spirit guide. And she's like, nobody's supposed to see her. And I was like, well, she was there. You were gone. Like, I saw her as real as I saw, like, see you,
Yeah.
like it was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she told me everything's going to be okay with a look. And she's like, that, like, she was unsettled by the fact that I saw her. So,
I'm like, chuckle is great.
so go and then so her and the woman that was doing my tarot card reading like class and readings and everything were friends, and so she's like, well, let's do a past lives reading.
Mhm.
And so I so there's a weird part here in my past lives where I was like basically slave but half white half black, born of incest or well rape, slave, but um survived yellow fever in Missouri. And there's a book that I read about yellow fever, and I literally only read like the first maybe one or two chapters because I dropped the history class that I was reading it for.
Mhm.
And in that, there's a little girl that they find like underneath a pile of bodies in an old house. That's the only one that survives like yellow fever.
And
And
that was you?
yeah,
Oh.
so
I have
but
chills on every, like, on the back of my thighs, my, like, oh, ew.
like, and so, but
Love Bunny. Jeez.
yeah, well, but this is all like it was just normal to like it's all familiar to me. But the reason that I associate so much with like voodoo and hoodoo and everything, even though I'm obviously very Caucasian, is because of my past lives and because of so her mammy, um, her like grandmama, like that wasn't um really her mom, but one of the slaves that kind of took her on as a child used to teach her spells and like she got her freedom that way because she would put stuff in her owner's food to like control them and
Mhm.
to put stuff in stuffed animals to protect children, like their little like stuffed bunnies and stuff.
Mhm.
And she wound up in North Carolina, but that's when she knew that woman's spirit guide. So they were actually friends and worked together, like
Mhm.
North Carolina at the end of one of my past lives. So it was really interesting the whole way that it came forward.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that we know each other.
Dang. That
Yeah.
is sick. That is like really thick.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
That's the only time I've ever seen anything. It's the only time I probably ever wanted to see anything. Like that's, yeah. But
Dude, that was epic.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing that.
no problem.
That was like super, but I mean, that was like super personal too. Like, thank you. Thank you. That was a gift.
You're welcome.
That was awesome. Dude.
Like,
Oh yeah, I just don't even know what to say after. I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm shook. Dude.
yeah, haven't seen it.
Wow.
Probably won't see it again because I don't. My kids can have whatever imaginary friends they. I don't. Like we've
Don't
been
worry about it.
Bellwitch Cave. We went to like whole go. I lived in Georgia and like actual Civil War like monuments where like literally they just said the ground was so red, so covered in blood. It was just red. Yeah,
Nothing. And you got nothing.
I'm good.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I'm so damn sensitive. It would be difficult. It would be stifling for me. I would probably just collapse. It would be so hard. You're strong. You
I just
strong.
I don't. There's times where I feel very safe and I know I'm protected by what's ever there, but I don't want to see what's ever there, and I think whatever's there knows it.
Mhm.
What part of Georgia? I was in Ackworth, outside of like Kennesaw, 45 minutes away from Atlanta. So, and I can't see the chat at all unless it comes up in like those big things. So,
No, gotcha. No problem. No
I live
problem.
here.
No, you're good. You're
Okay.
good. Well, thank you. Okay, well, we're gonna just leave that there because I feel like it needs its own space for whatever reason. Like it needs its own respect. We need to be very reverent of what you just shared with us because I thought that was extremely special. So wow, thank you. Thank you. Wow, round of applause, man. That was like great. Like really good.
I don't know if I can do this. How long is I don't have any stories. It's
No,
fine.
you got stories. You had a good one. You had a real good one. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, thank you for coming on. We will be on tomorrow again, 12 p.m. Pacific with Miss Carol Chambers. So I'm excited to see what she's kind of like got this biker babe vibe going on. So I'm really excited to see. She also came to Witchy Meet and Greet, and she's an incredible person. So I'm excited to share her and her ghost story with you. So we'll see you tomorrow, y'all. Have a good evening wherever you're at. Love you. Bye.